Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Happy July 31st. It's the last day of August. York, I'm completely rattled today. I got to admit. Ian Mendes joining the Ottawa Senators along with good friend Sylvain Samuel has me rattled.
Oh, I didn't know Sly joined as well. That's great.
Yeah, he's their number two. So it's
awesome.
A huge day.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I knew Ian. Shadowed him yesterday, but I didn't know Sly. So I was wondering, you and I were talking before the show. I'm like, what are you talking about Sly for? And it went right over my head. Right over. That's nice too. You know what? Good people, great people. We talk more a little bit later,
yeah.
But I believe in good people, and they're two of the best.
Yeah, it's a huge day for. Well, anyway, we'll get into that. Ian was supposed to join the show. I'll get into that. I'm also disappointed in him today. So, anyway, long story.
You're disappointed in everybody all the time.
Well, now he owes me, right? Now he owes me. Without wasting any more time, I want to bring in one of the latest and newest Ottawa Senators for our show, Noah Gregor. But I just want to start, Noah, before we begin. I know you played for the Leafs, but this may be the last time we mention it in the show, okay? There'll be no pictures of you with the Leafs.
Okay, sounds good.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
We're excited. We're glad to have you join the show and glad to have you join the Sens. Did it seem a bit weird to go from Toronto to join Ottawa?
To be honest, it didn't really feel weird at all until people started bringing it up, and I never really thought about it until people started bringing it up, and now maybe I should have been a little more nervous to come over, but couldn't be more excited to be a Senator.
Okay, so do you hate the Leafs then? You just have to answer this one simple question.
Yeah, they're our rival now, so no love for the Leafs anymore.
Attaboy, welcome to the team.
I always so Noah, did you is this like obviously with your agent and you're talking about stuff? Were you surprised or did you see this coming?
No, I was pretty surprised. I wasn't quite sure what Toronto wanted to do. I thought year-end meetings were fairly positive, and I thought there'd be a spot for me in Toronto. And I think them not qualify me, and then seeing what else was out there was a bit of a surprise to me. And Ottawa kind of came in out of nowhere. Really, I didn't have any previous talks or any real word that they were interested, and they came in. Had some good conversations with Steve, and I thought it was a good spot for me to go.
Yeah, it's good because it's got to be exciting too. Because when you look around the league, and I remember when I played, and you're moving on. I remember when I was a free agent, you look at possible destinations on where you'd be a good fit, and you look at the way you play. You play with speed. You're a guy that can sit on the forecheck, and when you look at Ottawa, it seems like there's a potential there for a really nice role for you with the way you play your game.
Yeah, I think so. I think kind of looking into Ottawa at the time, right before I signed, it really started to make sense for myself. I thought, obviously there's some guys that left that open up some available space for me, and I think I can provide a pretty good role to the team, and I'm excited to do that.
I tried to look through your hockey DB history of people you may know in Ottawa. I can't see you crossing over with any player. I might be wrong. Do you know any of the coaching staff or players before you signed?
The only guys I know, I played with Batherson and Shabbat out in the World Championships a couple of years ago, and then all the training and medical staff was out there as well. So
right.
I'm a little bit familiar with those two guys, but other than that, no.
Yeah. Who did you hear from first when you signed?
Well, first was Steve, obviously, and then a few of the players reached out. Batherson was one of the first. And then just Brady texted me, G texted me. So had a couple guys that reached out, so that was nice to see.
We always joke because Brady seems to have everybody's number like on speed dial right away. Like he's always the first or second guy in to welcome new players to the team. So I'm not shocked that you brought up his name right away. Your speed is mentioned a lot. So if I know it's weird to talk about yourself as a player, but if I didn't know you on the roster, didn't see you, and I was like, what kind of player is that guy? What's your answer to people?
Well, I think speed is definitely the number one thing that comes up. I like to play with pace. I think I'm a highly competitive player. I can get in on the forecheck, create chaos. I play with speed. I feel like my defensive game has came around a little bit here as I've grown in the league. I think I have some flashes of offense in there that I'd like to see come out a little bit more, but just a high paced player that works hard.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I know you're getting close to that 300 game threshold, and things kind of like, I know you're a fast guy, but it's almost like the league kind of slows down in your mind a little bit for you because you know what to expect. You've been to all the rinks, you know players, you got an MO on different guys. So it's just, I always found that too around that you get close to that 300 game mark, things kind of slow down in your brain for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think you just get more comfortable with the league. It's the pace is always high, but I guess you kind of just get used to it. And I think the comfortability with being in the league and kind of knowing what happens, understanding the travel and playing against certain players, you sort of get used to it. So I'm definitely starting to feel that. Even last year, I was feeling a lot more comfortable in the league, and another year under my belt, I'll be good to go next year.
What's your plan? When do you plan on getting into town and getting settled? And are you a guy who likes to come in early, or are you a guy that comes in, a couple days before?
Well, in the past, just strictly contract wise, I haven't been able to get to the cities as early as I would have liked. So this year's nice for me getting a contract on July 1st. So I'm planning on getting down early September, and I have a place lined up already. So it'll be good for me to kind of get into the city, get to know where I'm living, get to know the players, and get familiar with everything.
Yorkie, let me follow that up. So this is the point in the show where we try to sell Yorkie's house to the new players coming in. If you need a house,
he's got to play. He's got to play. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm already locked in on one.
Perfect.
So did you look at I know you signed July 1st, so you may not have a lot of time, and you said Ottawa came out of nowhere. Aside from obviously them offering you a contract, did you look at that roster? Was there anything that made you make your decision up based on who's on the Ottawa Senators?
Yeah, for sure. We played them a few times last year, obviously with Toronto. I know they're a young, skilled team, a lot of great players up front and on the back end. Obviously, they signed Allmark in net. That's huge. A couple other guys that they brought in. So a young team that I think is really ready to take a next step here. From the talks I've had with players and the coaching staff, I think the expectations are pretty high going to this year. I think they have a lot to prove, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
Have you had much in the way of chats with Travis Green, or just probably a brief one like he's had with everybody?
Yeah, just a brief conversation with him. Kind of alluded to what I said earlier. Just a lot of expectations. He expects a lot out of this group. So that's good to have.
No, where's home? Like, where's home for you in the summer?
I'm in Edmonton right now. I grew up just south of the city in a smaller town called Beaumont. So I'm in Alberta. You're
an Alberta boy. So you go back every summer, go back, train there. You have all the stuff there, and that's what you do. That's your summer routine?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, who may know Edmonton media landscape, he is the nephew of Jason Gregor, longtime broadcaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Okay, so Noah, I have a few off-ice questions, and that's like, sorry, I'm going to get to Tom Wilson first. I want to know about the incident with Tom Wilson, other than, I guess he hit you in the face with a stick and got a 6-game suspension. But I'm curious of your reaction to all of that, how it played out. I saw an interview with you after, you're like, it's a hockey play. I'm like, holy lifting.
Holy,
yeah,
I mean, a baby seal.
In the moment, I really had no idea what had happened, because I kind of rubbed him out a little bit against the glass, and then I thought he maybe just threw a shoulder at me and his stick came up, and then I didn't see till later after the game of what really happened. And it was an unfortunate thing that happened. I'm not gonna sit here and talk bad about Wilson, but I'm sure he felt bad. He apologized, so I'm moving on from it, but it definitely sucked in the moment.
Wally, just
let me get on the question.
Did you just say holy Lipton? Like, are you 70 years old?
Anyway, no, I apologize. Teeth. Is it 4 teeth that you had chipped or whatever, some dental work?
It was just 2 that were chipped, but thankfully they were already caps on them, so I didn't have any like real teeth that got messed up. It was already my fake ones, so that was probably why I didn't feel as bad as I maybe should have.
It's a crazy video to me. If you were an Olympic athlete right now, you can't pick golf because that's too easy. What sport would you like to be in?
Good question. Maybe just because I was watching it last night, the gymnastics was pretty crazy. I was watching the American ladies, with Simone Biles. It was crazy to see those girls do what they do. So maybe I'll just go with that just because I was watching it last night.
Which one was it on last night? Was it the floor work or the parallel?
It was
bars?
like the team final, so they were doing everything
all around.
Yeah.
Yorkie's still on his boycott of the Olympics, so he won't know what he's talking about.
I'm not boycotting the Olympics. I'm just not a big Olympics guy. Like I like the hockey, but after that, it's each their own.
Okay.
Don't judge me, Wally.
Their show wouldn't exist if I didn't judge you a little more than this. Sorry, no. Again, you played with Erik Karlsson, who we all know here in Ottawa, and you played the year he had 101 points. What was it? I don't know. What was it like to play with a guy that's doing that defensively? Have you seen anything like it before?
No, never. It was awesome to play with Carl. I played with him, I think 3 years, and then the last year was obviously crazy, but he kind of went through some injuries that I think hindered him a little bit in San Jose. And then to see him, full season healthy, just the plays he makes, the way he plays the game is really special. There's not too many guys in the league that make the game kind of look as easy as it does to him. To see him get 101 points was truly special, and especially in a season where we weren't great, and we were out of the playoffs for really what seemed since January. So it was kind of nice to see the group sort of rally around him and see him get that. It was really special.
The other off ice is, do you have any hobbies?
I'm a pretty boring guy, to be honest. No, not really. Just train, golf, watch TV. That's about it for me.
If you had to go into grade 12 on a talent show, what are you going to do? You're going to sing?
I took drum lessons for about 5-6 years, so I could maybe get on the drum kit a little bit, but
nice.
That's my only other talent.
See,
you still have a drum kit?
No, I don't anymore. I think we got rid of it when I was probably 16 or 17, and now I'm living in a townhouse, so I don't think my neighbors would be too happy if I had a drum kit in here.
The drums.
Well, if you bought Yorkie's place, you'd have it all to yourself.
There you go.
What type of music then are you interested in?
I'm all over the place. My main are probably country and rap, which I know are on different spectrums, but probably country and rap are my two most listened to, but I'll listen to anything, pop, rock. I got a lot of variety on the Spotify lists.
Do you have a goal song?
I do not, no.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you were to pick a goal song right now, what would you pick?
Ooh.
Tough question. I don't know. I'd probably pick something by Drake. I like Drake.
All right,
I can't give you a single song. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're very relaxed here on the show. I just lost my train of thought as the question I was going to ask you, but I'm going to go to how do you like your steak cooked? I guess that's how I'm going to word
it. Medium rare.
The only reason he's asking that is because he likes it medium well done. Actually, just well done. So every guest we have on, he tries to see if someone likes what he likes, but nobody does.
No, I haven't seen too many medium well orders in my life, so you might be in the small percentage there.
I went a long time ago. I was in Buffalo. It was my first ever trip. Not that you care about this, Noah. It was my first ever trip as a member of the media covering the Sabres Canadians in a playoff series. I order a well done steak at this restaurant with all the other media. And the TSN guy at the time, Michael Whaling, goes, "You can't order that." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, he'll have it medium. He'll have it medium." And I'm like, "No, I'd like it well done." And he wouldn't let me. So I said, "I'll get chicken." So I ordered chicken.
That was a compromise.
Anyway, well, we'll move on. What do you know about the Sens when you see them? I know I have to ask you about the players, but do you like? I know you come from a Toronto team, obviously that was considered like a perhaps Stanley Cup contender, to a team that's fighting to make a playoff spot here.
Yeah, I think just a lot of guys that have a lot to prove. I think everyone believes in the group that we have. There's a lot of talent on on this team. So I think a lot of guys just looking to prove everyone wrong.
Perfect. Noah, we appreciate your time. I know you put up with our nonsense, so that's what I appreciate. We like to call what you do shift disturbing. So that's how we like to label the way you guys play the game.
Hey, we got one more. So Noah, Wally is a big birdhouse guy. So you'd never know it, but he's gonna we're gonna set him up with a nice birdhouse. Like he's a little prickly. Hopefully, it's gonna get him just a little more easier to get it on. But anyhow, hey, thanks for coming on with us today. Appreciate you putting up with us too.
No problem at all. Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me.
Good luck. We look forward to you being in Ottawa soon, Noah. Thank you very much.
Good rest of the summer, Noah.
Thank
you. Noah Gregor. By the way, our producer, TJ, we like to call him. His parents live next door to Noah's. Is it Noah's parents? Their parents are neighbors. That's what it is. Anyway. Yeah. He's a good guy. I really like him.
So, yeah, you know what the thing with because I started asking a lot of people, and I'll be honest, I haven't watched Noah Gregor play a lot, especially when he was in San Jose. Like you don't get those games. Watch him a little bit last year in Toronto, though. That's why I asked him that question about the fit. Like there's certain fits, like Ottawa needed a right D, so they go out and they get an experienced right D. So that's a perfect fit. But everyone talks about you need depth on your third and your fourth line. But what does that mean? Well, I talked about this a lot last year when we were doing the show. I really felt Ottawa was too slow. So especially with Matthew Joseph moving on. But the thing I like, and I think the thing that Noah Gregor is going to do differently versus a Matthew Joseph, and I like Joseph as a player, but Gregor just plays a different game. He's not likable out there. And when you have a guy you play against, and for instance, that's why a guy is going to turn around and slash you in the face because you disturb, you're a shit disturber. And those are the types of guys. You hear this all the time, Wally. You hate playing against these guys, but you like having them on your team because you need prickly guys. And for me, there hasn't been enough prickly guys on this roster. Yes, there's Brady, but you can't have Brady doing stuff like that all the time. You need guys that the other team doesn't like playing against. And Ottawa, to me, has just been too nice. They need sandpaper, but you can't have sandpaper guys that are slow and that can't get it on the forecheck because they don't accomplish anything. So in today's NHL, especially, you get closer to the playoffs, and if you want to be a team that takes that next step, your guys that are shit disturbers,
disturbers. So
not shit. It's anyhow, those guys, you add that speed element and it makes them twice as valuable. You're not going to see it in the points. You're not going to see it in those fancy stats, but you're going to see it when you talk to other teams. That's how you find out. And most people I've talked to have said this about Noah Gregor. He's a guy that you like having on your team. So I think he's got a really good opportunity to potentially find a home because you heard him talking right there. He's like, it's the first training camp I've got a chance to come in early because I'm always like battling for a contract. And so I think it's a good fit. It's a good fit. And I think he's going to be a very useful player for this team.
Yeah. I'm excited. He plays a little bit heavier too, right? Like he's not 240 pounds, but he plays
Western guy. Like he's just got some grit and some speed. And I love the speed factor because Ottawa needed some more of that in their lineup that plays. Because as much as I like Joseph, he didn't play with a lot of, like, he's likable. Like you see him after whistles, he'd be talking to guys, smiling. Like that's nothing against him as a player. That's who he is. You don't want guys on your shift disturbers that are like nice guys. Yeah. You don't.
Yeah, and Matthew Joseph wanted to be a top six guy. Like this isn't a shot at him. He just wasn't. No. That's not his game to play that.
I like him as a player.
Yeah.
Like but that's not like people wonder why he did that move. That's again, if you look at Ottawa, how do they get better? Well, right D, goalie, leadership and pro, and a shift disturber. I actually like that, Wally. I like it. I am going with that shift disturber.
There you go. There. I'm glad I was able to help.
You did something well.
As we wait for Egor Sokolov to join the show, We'll get into the Ian Mendes stuff because he was supposed to be on the show. So for a year now, Ian and Egor have wanted to tell this story about me, and we've waited. And so I lined them up, and Ian made us move the show to Wednesday instead of Thursday.
A year.
Yeah. So
this better be a pretty damn good story.
No, I'm way overselling it because it's been a year. But one of the reasons it's been a year is because last summer. So this is going to tie into the changes that have happened with the Ottawa Senators organization.
Okay.
And this may get rambly, but Egor was trying to sign a contract last year, and he and I knew each other, and we this will get into a pickleball game is what's going to happen. And so we were playing and whatever, but he didn't want to I told him, I don't want you to post any pictures of doing any of this because Pierre Dorian did not like me, and I thought it may affect how he signed or viewed Egor Sokolov. So we've held off trying to post anything about this story.
Hey,
that's why.
After we have Egor on, I'm not gonna tell you right now, but there's some exciting news coming your way. Some positive news, Wally. I'm not gonna after we talk pickleball with Egor, and we'll talk a little bit Mendes. I got a little surprise for you. You're gonna have maybe one foot in the door in the Good Guy Club. Maybe.
What a day this is. Okay.
Maybe. We'll see.
So speaking of today's news. So anyway, Ian called me yesterday and told me that, or I found out that he was getting this job, and then he was like, yeah, I can't come on the show. So I'm a little upset he owes me now, but I completely understand. This is a huge, huge move for the Ottawa Senators organization. And I know it doesn't seem like it because it doesn't really affect so much how the fans view the team, but this will affect how the fans see access to the team, which I think is drastically going to change. And Ian will make that happen. So yesterday, I'm about to tee off. I have my second game of the year, and I'm playing with actually Emerald Lynx.
Oh, nice try.
And I would have invited you, but you don't invite me, so why would I invite you? So I played with a former member of the Ottawa.
Might retract that offer next if you keep this
up. So it rattled me when I heard the changes are about to happen, and I was horrible for the entire round. But I did get a hold of Ian, and because as you know, Yorkie, Ian, we have discussed Ian joining the show on a more regular basis, like to become part of the show, and so I've been trying to do that for 3 years, and now I've lost that opportunity. So I'm rattled. This is all happening. Anyway, this is great. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's been some struggles. People wonder why we didn't announce who our guests were, is because it would get changed or get altered, and we wouldn't be able to have them on. So that's one of the reasons why we never announced who was coming on the show.
Yeah, I just think I really like, you talk about all the on ice changes that have happened, which I think are great. I think they're really well calculated, smart moves that they should pay off. But the thing, if you're paying attention to what this ownership group is trying to do, trying to create an environment almost like what Green Bay does in Green Bay, where you have this great team eventually that's going to have this community spirit, and everybody kind of rallies around the team and embraces that you have a team here, because it used to be like this here. Like everybody was so excited. I remember when I played here, the rink was sold out every single night, and nobody bitched and complained that the rink was in Canada. It was just people were happy and people supported the team. And I just feel that energy coming back. I feel the excitement. And if you hear the messaging that goes on with the Senators now, right away they came in and they said, Ottawa Gatineau. And people might think that's a little thing, but it's you're including that whole other area, that whole other fan base that I thought was neglected for a long time. And probably not on purpose, but it's just when you have so many smart people involved in this ownership group, which they have. Like, I know who's in this group. There's a lot of different people. And I always say, as everything starts at the top, it's smart, because you're never going to be able to compete with like a Toronto as far as all that corporate sponsorship. And, they always say it's Toronto, it's just different. But the Green Bay Packers exist, and they do well because everybody in that city feels like they're part of the team. I know there's like a little bit of different ownership stake there, but it's a feeling of community. And that's something I know this group is going to try and bring back. And, I think Ian, with the way he is and how he acts, it's just a good person good person, and that's at the end of the day. That's how you build and get everybody on board.
And it starts at the top. Remember, I don't know you just said this, but because of who they brought in to run. Remember, after Cyril Leader, there was just a laundry list of guys who came in to try and run this organization. None of them from Ottawa. So nobody understood the dynamics of this city.
Nope. It's a
huge void.
Yeah. Like it's Ottawa's, people always say Ottawa's always, they're saying bad things about Toronto, but Ottawa has a strong fan base, especially for hockey, but you just have to, obviously winning helps. And when you miss the playoffs for this long, it's going to be tough, but it's just, I like the little things that are going on in the community right now. I've been to a bunch of the functions. There's some excitement. I've got a lot of friends that have tickets, and I have a lot of friends that canceled their tickets back when things were shitty, and because nobody wanted to go and support it, and I don't want to bring up the past, but they lost that community spirit, and everybody, we all know
there was no tie-in, there was no players available, there was no access, there was nothing, and that became a huge, like, what are we supporting? We don't know anything about this group. We just see them constantly cutting costs. So it's just different.
I'm talking more on just how everything from the top but anyhow, it's different now. You move on, you turn the page, and I think this team is really heading in the right direction.
Huge on and off, right? So, all right. He has joined us, the newly married, new member of the Utah Hockey Club.
No pressure either. Like this story has been a year in the making, Igor. Like there's a story I keep hearing on. You got something on Wally with pickleball, and he's been all giddy about this story.
So, wait. Hang on, Igor. How are you? How's married life?
I'm great, man. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a little different having that on my finger, but it's been great, man.
When did you get married? How long?
July 6th. So what? 3.5 weeks now.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was a day.
So
definitely a day and a half. I'll tell you that for free.
Hang on for this. Go back to the other picture, Brett, for a sec. Hang on.
Where is that?
So it's in Toronto, right?
Okay. Yeah, Toronto Park Hyatt.
Oh, beauty.
So I didn't use the video, but the last picture on I'll say the left or the right is you dancing. You don't look like you've got great moves. I'm going to say that.
I was not bad. Everybody was impressed. Maybe me and Kaylee danced. I was, because it was I didn't have enough alcohol in me yet. but then once me and my mom were doing a dance, that was where things got interesting. She was calling shots, and I was just like, okay, I'm feeling it now a little bit, so I may as well just let it all out. I was not bad. Everybody told us that me and Kaylee did pretty good. I mean, she did probably. I was a little,
yeah, she
looked not
great.
Mobile. Not mobile, but it is what it is. I think we made it work.
Okay, so where do I get a pair of the Socko socks? I don't know what you call them.
Yeah, those are unreal.
Those are mint.
Yeah, those are the guys who were in my bridal party, and me and Kaylee came up with little kind of like a care package for them, like who were in my bridal party. So we had those socks, we had the cufflinks, their initials, and then we had electrolytes, Advil, Tylenol, and a shot of vodka. So I think they used it all the day after. Yeah. So. Well, that was her idea. So she ordered those socks, and I gave it to the boys, and they wore it to the wedding.
Can we put them is there going to be a retail store where I can get some of it?
I mean, I might have to open it up after that. After that, I think I got a pair. I mean, if you wanted to, I'll ship it out to you.
Well, you may owe it to me after you probably tear me apart here in a sec. So, before we get into any story, Utah, are you excited as you signed a deal with Utah in this summer?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. That was, I would say, so I had a best week of my life before when I scored my first NHL goal, and I got named to Man of the Year in Belleville and MVP of Belleville. So that was my one of the best weeks so far. But this week, Wednesday I get traded. Saturday I get married. Sunday I sign. Tuesday we're on the plane for a honeymoon. So I would say that was a pretty good week. So that would be the number one now.
Hey, where'd
But
you
yeah,
go for your where'd you go for your honeymoon?
We went to Palm Springs in LA. So we went 2.5 days in Palm Springs and 2 days in LA. It was great, but Palm Springs were so hot. Like it was super hot. It was like hitting 47 at the peak. Like, it was, it was insane. Like you had to like hide, literally hide in the room. But LA was fun.
That's the excuse you're using?
I mean, I did sit out in the sun for a bit. You know, I tried my best. She was like, yeah, another 40, another 40. I'm just there like melting. I'm like, I can't. I might have to go hide under a seat.
So good. Anyway, by the way, congrats on the wedding. She's
thank you.
She's fantastic. She's tolerated you for this long, and she's a lot smarter than you as well, right?
Oh my gosh, what are you ripping me apart now, or
no?
What is it all about?
Isn't she getting her master's?
Yeah, she's he's right. She's smart. Yeah, she's in PhD now in U of T and stuff. So I can't even explain where or what, because it's a too hard of a word for me to even
Igor, don't sell yourself short. You're smart enough to marry someone that's going to have a really good job.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I was able to pull that off. Yeah.
Have you, by the way, gotten around to learning how to play golf yet?
Listen, I had my first round yesterday.
No way.
Yeah, I played a 9 with Kaylee. I shot plus 11, which a lot of guys told me it's not bad for your first round.
That's not bad.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Is it a mini golf?
No, like it was a beginner's 9-hole. Like there was like couple par 4s and probably like 5 par 3s, so 4 par 4s, 5 par 3s. You know what? I was surprised that I was able to hit the ball. You know what I mean? Like there are some times where on the par 3s, it's 150 yards and I get it on the green. I have a look for a birdie. Like I was like, wow. But no. Yeah, I'm getting there. But for a couple of weeks now before that, I went to driving range like twice a week and just hit like 300 balls pretty much. And just like, yeah, I took Kayla's brother with me first time we went. So we come in, I get a jumbo bucket. So it's probably around 120 balls in there, and I see TJ, her brother, he's gassed, but I'm starting to hit the balls, I'm getting a hold of it. My irons are flying, I'm hitting the driver. I'm like, I'm going for another one, and I just could see in his eyes, he's like, man, come on, let's go home. So I hit another 120, and I had to bring him one too, because I was like, I'm not gonna come back with the empty hand. So at the end of it, I can see him just smacking the driver and just the balls just go everywhere. But yeah, that's what I did. So I'm getting there, man. I'm gonna get there eventually. We might play a round.
You wouldn't play with me last year, so that's what I'm like. I felt I could probably beat you on the golf course.
You don't want to be embarrassed in golf too,
Awesome. Minus plus 11, he'd wax you, Wally. Like you're not shooting plus 11 after 9.
It's an executive par 3 course.
It's a beginner's course.
Yeah,
still a couple par 4s out there. We'll see.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 par 4s, but like most of them were par 3s.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, we'll see. We're going out soon.
Who?
Oh, please.
You and I are going out soon.
Please let me know how that goes.
There'll be some video footage. Don't worry.
Oh,
so last year, that in the summer, there's a pickleball court in my neighborhood that is frequented by everybody. But I walk my dog around the pickleball court every day.
Yeah.
And so one day I'm just walking around the pickleball court, and there's like this giant. All of a sudden, like the sun is now behind the guy is causing a shadow. Like there's this giant man walking, but I don't really pay attention because I don't know him. The hat's pulled down. I wasn't expecting anybody. Anyway, I'm like, I think that kind of looks like Igor, but I wouldn't. Why would Egor Sokolov be anyway? So it was a couple of days later. That night he sends me a text. Do you have a dog? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I just saw you at the pickleball court. Anyway. So he's now living across the street from me all summer. So I see him out there playing pickleball. I don't know how I got suckered into this, and I'll let you tell the story, Igor. But I went out. I believe I even bought brand new pickleball rackets, and I went out and I brought one to Igor, and we played pickleball, and it was great.
I don't think he had a point on me in the first 7 matches we played. If you'd be honest with me, but if I'm being honest with you, he had tough time bending over to get the ball, and I was already warm, like mean. So I lived there, and a couple of the boys were coming in and out of my house. So I had Oscar Patterson there for a bit. So we went out every night. And it's like a 1.5, 2 hour matches, like just nonstop. So like I kind of got a hang of it. And then this guy comes out there. I could have played with I don't even know.
You played left-handed.
I played left-handed, and he barely got 2 or 3 point mark or something. It was just it was the least fun I had playing the pickleball. I'll tell you that for free.
All right, I might have to rescind my offer, Wally, because So Igor, I'm supposed to take, he doesn't know this, I was going to invite Wally to play pickleball with me next Tuesday.
Oh,
so now I'm not sure.
Cancel that.
So it gets better. Well, I'm not sure it gets much worse, but I tell Ian, I go, Igor's playing here and Oscar Peterson's here as well. Pedersen. And Igor says, invite him. And then, so we played, we kept changing partners. My side never won. So I said, we need a rematch. And Igor responds to me in a text. I wish I'd kept the text. He's like, you are so bad. I am not playing with you. Crushed me, right? So after that, he would just send me texts. He's like, I'm just walking around the neighborhood. I'm so bored. Do you want to? So we would just walk around and chat with each other. But okay, Igor, I just want to let you know, I have been out practicing.
We'll see.
No, Sean, that's hilarious.
Look at that.
What's with the headband?
I got to see the coming in hot headband. I'm ready.
That's priceless. That's priceless. Oh my God. I hope your game got better by at least 1%. That's a big step.
I haven't played since.
Oh, thank God.
You crushed me.
Yeah, I mean, all fairness, when Mendes showed up and he was dominant, that's what I was expecting out of you. You know what I mean? When Ian came out, he was like, this guy is, he's going to bury us. I was like, there's no way I'm beating this guy. He was a pro. And then we have on the other side, you. So then we started playing doubles and everybody looked at each other like, how are we going to do teams? Who wants
gets
to lose?
Wally? Who gets Wally?
Who wants to lose? It's not who wants Wally. It's who wants to lose.
You're like the guy in the old Canadian Tire commercial. This is a long time. You're Albert. You're the Albert of pickleball. Nobody wants you.
Yeah,
it was. We had fun. We made it work. It was lots of laugh, and then like you said, at the end of the roll, I was like, you know what? I'm done pickleball with him. When Kaylee was back in Toronto, I was like, going for a walk before going to sleep. I was like, you don't want to come out, shoot it for a little bit before we go, because I'm bored, don't know what to do with myself. But I did not want to go out there with him again.
You're not going to be in Ottawa next Tuesday, are you? Because we need a fourth, Igor.
Oh, you may. Yeah, there's no solution to this.
It's me. It's Mendes. Mendes is coming. Oh. Wally's coming. I play pickleball. We need a fourth, so I'm gonna have to get somebody that's really good to be your partner.
Really, really good.
Right. I might have the guy.
Yeah.
So did I get uninvited?
No, you're coming. You're coming.
Oh,
listen, I'm a man of my word. I'm not going to.
Just so we're clear,
did I get uninvited?
Well, I almost did after hearing the story of a bad.
A couple hours later, just say, "Hey, man, we're done. Canceled. The event is canceled."
The good thing is, Wally. The good thing is, at the Britannia Yacht Club, there's a nice patio after. We could have a beer. You're right on the water.
That's up his Wally. That's
yogurt.
Perfect.
Igor's a Greek yogurt kind of guy.
Yeah.
He would always send me, I'd be like, hey, having a beer or whatever. And he's like, I'll have some Greek yogurt for you. Okay, just so people don't know how much training Egor did last summer. So Egor moves here, rents this house. Every day he's at Shelley or he's on the ice, and he's running the Canada Hill. And he's working out in the gym. Like that was the focus. It was just the focus. I'd never seen anybody that committed do the work that he put in.
That's that Canada ski hill there, Igor, beside the Canada Rec Center. That little
Ben Sexton recommended that for me. So
yeah,
and then I switched to the one that by what's it called? You told me about that one, Wally.
I told you about the GR, the one by the arena, the Canada Rec hill.
Yeah. And there was the other one that is like Ben Sexton told me about was like.
Oh, I wonder if that's the one off Carling or whatever.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't tell you the name of it, but it was like it was hell.
Igor, I used to run that when I was in shape. That's the Dulude ski hill rink. You can see it from the highway.
Yeah.
It's right. There's a rink beside it, and small ski hill. But if you're going to run it, a lot of the hockey guys in here always do that hill. That's a leg burner.
Yeah, it's a deadly, and I had it like mixed in like once a week at least.
Yeah,
I had it mixed in, but when I felt like I'm running out of the gas, that's where I would go by the practice ring because it was a little bit easier. Because you what I've learned over the years, like as your summer training goes, like and like Rob and Jeremy, like I was training with them a whole summer in Ottawa. They were perfect for that because they knew when to give me like a week of kind of deload week, you know what I mean? So like you can't go like this whole time. Like it's you want to come to the camp like you want to be at this point, not at this point, you know what I mean? So
so that's what I was for.
Down week.
I was to help you unwind.
Down week of playing pickleball against Wally was perfect, no stress.
That's your off week.
No physical activity.
Igor, if you were an Olympic athlete, what sport would you be?
Ooh.
Like
Volleyball.
Summer Olympics?
Volleyball.
Yeah, and you can't play golf because that's too easy. Well, not for you, but
I would be ping pong.
Okay, I can see that. You're very.
I played competitive for 4 years growing up. Come on.
Wait a second. You didn't tell me this when we're playing pickleball.
Yeah, but pickleball and pinball are two completely different games, man. Come on.
That's racket sports, small ring or small court. No, I got. What's that when you? I got hustled.
I don't know. You didn't ask me what I did before, So I'm not just gonna start a conversation. Hey man, just a heads up. I played ping pong for 4 years when I was a kid.
How good were you?
I actually competed like in tournaments and stuff. Wow. It was like a hobby, but like I took it serious. You know what I mean? Like we started in school. We had a class in school. So my mom was working in school, and she's like, I just started playing hockey. So I was 7. That's where I kind of start picking up hockey like really well. So she told me, why don't you do ping pong too? Just kind of, it's gonna help you with hockey. Like it's a reaction time, and it's something to do too. So from that point until I was 13, because at 13 I moved to other city to play hockey, like away from my parents, and I had to leave my school. I played in tournaments and stuff like that, and so. That's pretty good. I was pretty good. I mean, if you give me the Rocket now for 2 weeks or 3 weeks straight, just play every day, I'll get it all back.
Have you played Alfie?
No, I heard it's Mission Impossible to play against him. I heard
it would be like you and me playing pickleball.
Probably.
I don't know about that. That's pretty extreme.
Yeah, that means I'm terrible then. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. He would beat you left-handed. So when you were playing me left-handed, that's all I could think of. This is basically what Alfie does to everybody.
Yeah, I heard his. I heard he's unbelievable. But yeah, that's what I used to do. That would be the sport probably I would go for.
All right, fair enough. Yorkie, just making sure.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Finally, I'll bring it back to hockey for one quick sec before you enjoy the rest of your summer and I just go lick my wounds, is you leave Belleville, the all-time leading point scorer, goals, assist, points. I guess, is it tough to go, or is it a chance for you now to see if you can break a roster, if you will, or to maybe further your career somewhere and get a shot?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for just a fresh start. It's I've done a lot for Belleville Senators, and I thought I've done a lot of good things, and I looking back at it, and now like looking at the stats and all this stuff I'm leading in, like I was able to make a positive impact on what I been doing for the last 3.5 years in Belleville. And the biggest thing that I took from it all, like once I got traded, an amount of love and messages and like just people texting me, commenting, and just like telling me like good luck, like you have fans for life and all that kind of stuff. Like I looked at all back that it meant like I impacted a lot of people positively. I wasn't a regular NHL player. Like it's rarely happens, I would say, probably, right? So
Yeah.
So that's what I take back. And then obviously talking to like, David Bell, he coached me for 3.5 years I was there. And, him saying a lot of nice words that, just looking at all back, I'm just, happy that I was able to, make that big of an impact. And now, I'm obviously happy to have an opportunity elsewhere, and I'm looking forward to it. So,
Igor, you just turned 24 June 7th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I turned 24 was when I probably played my first year. I played up and down, kind of like you. And then when I turned 24, got traded. It's unbelievable. You get a different opportunity, different set of eyes, and career just took off. So
exactly,
change is good. It's I wish you the best of luck, but that's sometimes for guys it takes a little longer. I spent 3.5 years in the minors, and all of a sudden 24, new team, go there, and everything changed.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what that's what I'm just looking forward to now. I think I've done everything I possibly could to give myself a best opportunity to get a spot in Ottawa, right? And now looking at it all back, like I'm not gonna sit back there and and say like, holy come on, like I wish I had a better camp last year, because looking back there, I had a pretty solid camp last year. I gave myself a best shot, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's not the end of the world. I went down to Belleville, and obviously would have loved having an opportunity to play in NHL. And who's not gonna say that? Any guy who plays in the minors, they want to get called up. So. And getting an A in your on my jersey in Bell, it kind of gave me that extra pressure, I would say it. So I couldn't go down to Bell and be all sad and being a shitty teammate and kind of all that kind of stuff, right? So like for me it was like I'm going down there, and now I have an A in my jersey, so I got to lead this team. And look what we've done, making the playoffs and going through Marlies. Marlies is not an easy team to play against. They have a lot of veteran guys there that get paid. And even looking back at Cleveland, man, like if it wasn't for their goaltender there, like he stole the show. Like he, once in playoffs it happened where the goalie steals the series. That was that. Like he just played out of his mind. And so I'm just looking at it all, and I'm just proud for everything I've been able to accomplish.
You said when you left, you told at Belleville that it was emotional for you. You've made some pretty good friends over the years in Belleville.
Yeah.
Jacob Larson, he's one. Who are your close friends?
So Jacob Larson, obviously, I wish he was able to be at the wedding, but he got a new baby. So, but as shockingly it all kind of sound, like I feel like now looking back at it all, like my closest that I've pretty much talk a lot, like Brent and Sonny, we go back way back. We go back from training in Halifax since 2017, and we were roommates for the last 2 years. I mean, guys like Cole Reinhardt, we've been playing together for 4 years. Sogard, Thompson, like I can't even I feel like that core that I played with for 4 years would be like the best ones, like just the closest one, because I know for them for longer. But like Belsey was at my wedding, you know what I mean? Like Ben Sexton was at my wedding.
Was Rourke Dog in your wedding party?
Rourke was at my wedding. Like Rourke too. Look, I've known him for 3 years. Like, and like my equipment managers, like Matty Mitchell, I was our equipment manager in Belleville, and Mikey boys, both of them were at my wedding, and I talked to them pretty much every day. Yeah. So like,
hey, Igor, how you brought up Sogard? How close is Sogard, do you think, to get into the NHL? Is he close?
I think he's super close, man. I've been impressed with him since day one. Like since back to COVID year, when we this guy comes over from Denmark for the last 7 games of the season. That is like season didn't matter. We had no playoffs, and he goes 7-0, and we were like, oh, this guy's not bad. And then he comes back next year, starter and gets NHL games, and now he gets a really good contract, and I think, one more year of him going, up and down, and next thing you know, he's going to be leading the team in NHL. So I'm always been high on him. Like he works up super hard in practices, like we did, he's humble, you know what I mean? He always wants more. Yeah. So
it's interesting because I just find it's great to get someone's perspective that's been with him day in and day out. So you know how he works, you know what he does, you know what kind of guy he is.
I lived with him my first year too. Like I saw it all. So
that's good.
His playoffs was extremely good. He was really good in your playoffs.
I mean, obviously it sucked that he got hurt before last game, but we had Levy in that too. Like I was like when Sogi got hurt before last game, and sometimes you go like, okay, like we're not in a good spot here, but Levy as part of a worker, Sogi, like Levy's, he don't give up in practice. Even you go on a 1-0 shot and you get a rebound, and he should be just like most of the goal is a rebound on 1-0. Like he plays that out. It's kind of one of those things. So I think our goaltending was super strong, and I think Levy has a lot of potential too because he works like a dog.
Yeah. One of the guys that impressed me, and I told Yorkie this a long time ago, was Stephen Halliday, and he hadn't played very much. He just joined you guys at the end, but he looked really good.
He's nasty. This guy has a potential like through the roof. Like, you know what I mean? Like he came in first, and he stayed with me for a month in the summer, last summer, and like I saw him on the ice, and I was like, oh, this kid, he's gonna be in NHL. And then he comes in, and just first couple of games, it took him a little bit. You know what I mean? Going from college to pro, it's a big step. It's a huge step, and like he was, and he got put on my line the first game, and he just like wouldn't shoot the puck. He would just pass and pass and pass. I'm looking at him. I said, Stevie, do you want to get your first pro goal before this season over? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? I set him up in a perfect spot in the slot, and he kept looking to pass, and then I just told him like shoot the puck, and then he comes in playoffs, and on the power play, boom, scores. And I mean everybody knows his passing ability, but if he is able to add that to his bag, that he trusts his shot more, it's over. You know what I mean? It's over.
So the Russian bear just gets mad at people, eh?
I don't get mad. I was actually trying to help him to get that out of the way because we had limited games before season was over.
I have video of that goal somewhere because his first goal was a playoff game, like game 2 of Cleveland.
Yeah, he tied the game late. We went double team. He went seam to me, and I went seam back to him.
And you guys lost in overtime that game, right?
Overtime,
and Sogard had played amazing in that game. Your team looked really good. Anyway, I don't want to keep you longer. What did it mean for that group? And I know you're moving on, but what did it mean for that group to make the postseason this year after so much you guys have gone through?
I think it's huge. Obviously you don't want to say like guys like Kleven or a Stopchak going back to the minors, right? Like, because I think those guys, going to be in the NHL really time soon. But if they do, those younger guys having those 7 games on their belt in the playoffs is just going to go a long way for them once they're becoming full-time NHL players, because, AHL playoffs are not easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it gets grindy. So grindy.
Yeah, like we played against Toronto, and Toronto is usually the team that goes away as you start, playing harder and harder. And like, man, I swear to God, like last game we played when we won, I came out of the series. I had about 7 ice bags on my body. Like it was like, okay, like I haven't never experienced with those. So that's what I'm saying for all of those guys, and obviously for Bells it's huge too, right? Like it was his, that taken with him now, and he gets a 2-year contract, right? Like, if he didn't make the playoffs, he probably wouldn't have done that, right? So yeah, I think it's just huge, and and obviously for all of us guys like Rhino and stuff, like we never had the playoffs experience before, so now he has that under his belt. That makes him that much better, right? So yeah, it's super exciting, and I'm excited to follow the guys and see how they do.
Yeah. Igor, do you a lot of talk about Tyler Kleven because he's high pick, big. Ottawa needs a big D. You think he can step in next year?
Personally, I do. Yeah. Personally, I do. I think if he has another great summer, like if he just comes back not as raw anymore, you know what I mean? Now, like kind of, he's gonna grow into his body. Yeah, I think he's gonna make a lot of noise. I don't know. I think a lot of guys will be pretty scared going to corner against that guy if you're gonna ask me, because he hits hard. I've seen him taking couple big hits this year, and it was like, man, wait until this guy gets 2 more years in pro hockey. It's gonna be scary to play against him. So
yeah. That man strength. You don't get that man strength till you're about 23, 24, right?
Exactly.
Like you come into the league and you're kind of like, you don't have it, and it takes a while. And
exactly. But looking at him now and think about what can he be in 3 years is like
crazy, eh?
It's scary. Yeah, it's scary.
You know what this isn't it's just a ward in his game, if you will, that he needs to change. Is he's looking to make a big hit all the time, and I noticed sometimes he would end up out of position a bit. He'd try to get up the wall a bit too far, and if he missed the hit, then the guy's got a free move to the net. That's the only thing I would change or dial back on him, is when to make those hits. But that's the only.
I think that's just a part of development. I think he's just going to realize that okay, what's holding me back from making NHL? Probably those plays, right? So. Mm-hmm. So once he develops and realizes that, okay, I don't need to kill somebody every game to stay in NHL. If I play hard and I take, I hit people when I have a right opportunity, that's what is gonna, separate him from.
It's hard too, Egor. I remember when I played in the NHL for 3.5 years. You always know when someone's watching, and the old saying is, do something that people remember in a game, because if you just go and and that's part of the reason too. Like, you're going to try and do more because you want to get noticed. It's much easier to dial a guy back than to make a guy mean. And that's right, Igor. You can't. Some guys just aren't mean. You can't make him mean. So I think it's a good thing.
Oh no, for sure.
I need your thoughts. You're very much a nature kind of guy. You like to go on walks. Would you consider a bird feeder for the backyard?
Oh,
a bird feeder for a backyard.
Yeah.
Kaylee would never. Kaylee would never. She wouldn't let me. She doesn't like birds. So I don't think we would be having that.
Do you guys still play birds in the bush in the minors? Little birds in the bush game?
No, I've never heard of that one. What's that one all about?
You never played birds in the bush?
No,
when you go out for dinner, you got the credit card game, but there's also birds in the bush. You put your hands under the table, you get like 3 quarters or 3 sugars, you put your hand up, everybody's around the table, and you got to guess how many you have in each hand. It's called Birds in the Bush. I'm surprised never played. No, it's a fantastic game.
That's a new game. We just only have the credit card game, and that game where somebody puts a little butter on your shoe, everybody smacks the
shoe check
the glass, show the shoe. That's my favorite.
We're gonna play birds.
I could never do it because I'm too big and I would be noticed. But Igor can't fit on the table. So for people that wonder what that's all about, that's when you go out for dinner. Somebody sneaks under the table, they throw a little sour cream, a little butter on someone's shoe, and then everyone clanks the glasses, yells shoe check. You stand up, check your shoes, and one guy's got the crap on his shoes. And then everybody else show the shoe, and then he goes up like this, shows the shoe covered in the butter.
Not everybody enjoys that.
Oh, I've seen a couple of guys getting
right?
upset
Hey,
about this one.
Yeah.
Igor, of course, Wally would be the first guy we'd want to shoot check. Like he'd be the
for
number
sure.
one target.
You would be number one target. You would be just asking for that.
Shoot check. I'm gonna make
I'm-
you play
I'm-
birds in the. We're playing birds in the bush too at the after pickleball for dinner.
All right. Last question I have before I let you go, and that's obviously you're gonna maybe start a new family soon. I'm just curious of where you would put Brent on, perhaps if you have a little boy, if that would be his name. Would you consider Brent? Or Wally?
Is that gonna hurt your feelings really bad?
Like, I don't know. I'm pretty down already. I need to call my therapist after this show, but
Right.
uh,
Begging for stuff.
No, I don't think we've spoken about Brent.
no,
I don't,
okay.
think, I don't think that's the. I don't mind the name, but I don't think that would be top 3 yet.
Well, maybe circle back to it at some point.
Maybe I
Not
reconsider it.
There's not many people calling their kid like that's not in the. You see the popular names. I haven't met like a Brent baby in a long time.
For real talk, I don't know many Brents.
Yeah.
It's because we're very select. That's why
You're
I always like
special.
Brent Sutter, who played in the NHL, because his name was Brent.
He's salty.
special.
He's salty. That's why the Sutter. He's salty too. Maybe all Brents are salty. All right. We've kept Igor.
Igor-
We've kept Igor too long.
He's got
That's
nothing
all right.
else to do.
That's all right. I got my day is over pretty much. So I'm not.
By the way, we brought up Matty Nickel the other day in the show about training, and Igor is actually training with him this year.
Oh, yeah?
This summer.
Yeah, I'm training with him. So it's
He's
been
great. Eh?
it's been unreal. Like for now on, I'm just sticking with him, and hopefully every summer I can just be with him. So it's been perfect. Like just you just learn a lot. Just like you go from different guys to the guys, and now like I know this is the guy that I'm gonna stick with for however long I can play hockey, right? So just so detailed, like just like super detailed, like, and you can and then the biggest part, like you can ask him anything about anything. You can ask him about food, you can ask him about hydration, you can ask him about soreness, you can ask him about training, mobility, stretching, he knows it all.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice to have that.
So what's the biggest thing you've learned about being a pro, I guess, training wise, since you've come over to North America? Is there such a thing?
That I was fat,
Were you fat when you came over?
that I was out of shape, and that's why I didn't get drafted my first 2 years. Probably that I never trained nearly close enough, hard enough for professional athlete. I would say, yeah, that would be the biggest difference. I think looking at all back, COVID was a bad thing for a lot of people, but COVID was a big, great thing for me, because that was the span of 9 months where I just trained for 9 months, and my body transferred from being a milk bag to a athlete.
See, milk bag. That's what I call you, Wally. You're a milk bag.
No, I would say honestly, before my 19th year, that's when I really, like, that year where I actually like had a biggest year of my career, where I just took off and had World Juniors and stuff like that.
Look at that bag of milk right there.
That's an
You
old
should
time
get
picture.
you should get a milk shirt, one of those milk shirts. What's the old logo? Milk is
Does the body
little
good?
cow. Remember when they used to do the billboards with the person's face and they had the cow legs?
Oh, yeah. Got milk?
Yeah, the got
Yeah.
milk. There you go.
So that would
Wow.
be, before my last year, before my 19th year, when I went to World Juniors, that was the best summer I've had of training. And I came in shape, and I had 46 and 52, and really the rest is history. And then that 9-month span when we didn't know what is going to happen, and my draft, like my last year of draft, got postponed all the way to October. And then Cape Breton Eagles actually gave me the access to the gym the whole time while everything was closed. So every day I went Monday to Friday, and just by the time draft rolled around, and I was down a lot of weight, and I had all these meetings and people asking, what's your weight, and I was just like, I'm 220, and they're like, what, weren't you like 235 before season was over and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, I've been only grinding for 7 months in a row every day, pretty much. So
you just basically cruised through junior just on skill because you weren't in shape. That's crazy.
Yeah. My last year probably was already more of a training and skill.
Yeah.
But my first 2 years, I cruised through, just being on the skill side. Like, I couldn't skate, man. Like, I couldn't skate. Like, it was like, I literally, like, I couldn't skate.
This explains how good hockey players, like, are, right? Like, you literally just skated through junior hockey, which 1% of all the population actually gets to do. Like, to make it to where you are is a phenomenal thing. And I just hope you appreciate that. Last question, as I said this 20 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. When you came to North America, Canada in particular, and you experienced a milk bag for the first time, what was your thoughts?
The milk bag, like bag of milk?
Yeah. You don't have it in Russia, right? You don't have a bag of milk?
Yes, we do.
I don't remember seeing them in Russia.
Yes, we do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember it.
Good try, man. Good try.
No, well, most people, if you're American, you've never experienced.
Yeah, I know that, but no, we do have milk.
I don't remember them.
Really? No, we do.
When I went to UFA, I did World Juniors.
Maybe not there, but in my hometown, we do.
Well, it's not like you were living over there. You just went over for
honestly, too. Like
3.5 weeks.
Yeah, well, you were going to the grocery store.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
you get snacks. Go to the mall.
Were you looking for a milk doll?
Well, I always just like to look and see what's there. Like, we just went to England, and we went to get eggs, and they're in the aisle, just a regular aisle. They're not refrigerated, and we opened them up, and they've got still like feathers and stuff on them. I'm like, this is completely different. So we do always just go look for stuff. Yeah. Don't you look for weird foods? Like, is there something that you found in Canada that you can't get in Russia that you like a chocolate bar or like all dressed chips or anything?
Like right now, pretty much everything. Because of the sanctions in the world.
I didn't mean it that way. Yeah, okay.
Like, my parents came here for 2 weeks, for 2.5 weeks, and you should see how much chocolate, candy, and all this kind of stuff they left with. I think it's gonna last them for until next year. It was like one of those. They went to Walmart every day to buy more because they haven't seen this stuff. I was like,
that's crazy.
All right. Let's go. What's the plan today, guys? We need to go back to Walmart every time. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, people are looking at you already like, these guys are trying to steal from us. You're not just buying it, they're stealing.
Oh, I miss talking to you most days.
Oh yeah. No, but I would say like a lot of like candies and stuff. Yeah. Like, it don't exist back home. Like Hershey can't, like, chocolate, like we don't got that. Like, we have like Snickers and Twix and Kit Kat, but like all this other one, like sour candy and all that stuff, we don't got that.
Wow. No. Well, I'm glad we could help a little. Igor, I thank you for stopping by. I've been waiting to do this for a long time, so much appreciated.
No problem at all.
Yeah. Hey, Igor, good luck. Good luck in Utah, man. I hope you have a great camp.
Thank you.
All the best, and congrats on the wedding. And
thank you. Appreciate it.
Now you're getting old and growing up.
Yeah. I'm all grown up now.
Little Brent. Little Brent.
Yeah. I'm still, but now I'm looking at the junior players, and I see 2008 are allowed playing the Q.
Crazy, eh? It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, it goes by so
8 years older than me, younger than me. It's incredible.
It's wild today.
So I am getting old.
Take care. Right. Talk soon.
Awesome.
Thanks, Igor.
Take care, guys.
I could talk to that guy all day.
That's why it's actually I've always enjoyed it. We would just walk around the neighborhood. It would be hilarious to.
It's entertaining. It's entertaining. Great personality. Great person. That's the first time I've chatted with him for that long.
He's just a good dude.
He's the same age as my oldest son, which is
okay.
Yeah. So my oldest son Jack's a 2000. Who was in great shape his entire junior career, which is it's crazy. But Igor is so big and like gifted offensively, and that's the thing people don't understand, how big of a jump it is from junior hockey to the NHL. It is massive. Like, you can cheat the game in junior because if you've got skill and size, you can cheat, which you can't do in the NHL, and that's to me probably the biggest difference why so many guys have such a tough time adjusting and even getting there. It's just so big of a jump.
It's huge. Anyway, but that just goes to show, Yorkie, how talented even junior hockey players are. Like, not
junior hockey players are it's like you said, 1% of the population.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's just like a little funnel. The little funnel just keeps getting to the NHL, and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter to get there. And so, anyway. Good dude. I enjoyed that.
Great dude. All right. Oh God. I forgot that this show was proudly presented by Betway. Bet your way with Betway. Must be 19 plus. Please play responsibly, and you can also get in on the action on the Olympics if you wish.
Yeah, and also by our good friends at BEI. Bonisher Excavating Incorporated, great for sprucing up that driveway to get some nice curb appeal going. BEI can also help with paving your driveway, aggregate and topsoil sales as well. Plus, BEI also does equipment rentals. You can call them for all your landscape needs at 613-432-1120 or visit them at bonisherexcavating.com. BEI is always helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. And remember, slow down in construction zones, which are all over the place in this city every summer, Wally. Are you ready for pickleball next Tuesday? I don't know now. Now I'm nervous to bring you out there. Thank God it's not like golf where you can get charged with slow play. But I'm going to tell you, have you ever been to the Britannia Yacht Club?
I think to do a story,
it is a little slice of heaven. I'm going to tell you that much.
Yeah.
Do we got the pics? Look at this. There's me and Charlie on the patio looking out at the water. Like the pickleball is one thing, but it's the view because they got a nice little patio. Like after you play some pickleball, you go over to the patio and you look out on the Ottawa River, have a nice.
Can I just start at the patio?
Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe I'll bring a couple of my buddies, and me and my two buddies and Mendes will play, and we'll just send you right to the patio, so we don't have to.
So, listen,
I got nervous now. Like, how bad of an athlete are you?
Not great, Yorkie. Not great.
Like, you're good at like.
No.
If
by
you
the
had
way,
if you had to go to what sport are you good at?
Pickleball. I played basketball through high school, so let's
basketball.
Yeah,
you gotta be pretty athletic to play basketball. You're saying you're a good basketball player?
Well, I was. Now I'm just fat.
Like, is this like what level did you play? Like high school basketball?
Yeah.
Like till what grade?
11.
Then you got cut.
Yeah, I went to the largest high school in Canada. We had 3,000 students at the time, 32 sports teams. We had 5 basketball teams, 3 men's and 2 women's. So
all 5 teams cut you?
Well, they probably would have. The women's team was dominant. They were one of the best teams ever assembled in high school. They won 130 straight games.
Wow, that's impressive.
So anyway, I don't know if I'm invited or not, but I can make next Tuesday if I'm invited. I'm just telling you, Ian and all the CTV people and the media, they all play every morning. They've got a league they're in.
Yeah.
I'm not in the league.
You don't need to be in the league. Like, pickleball's not that tough of a game. You can't be that bad. So
I walk around out here by the pickleball court. They've got acronyms that's a CTE something. I'm like, what are you like? So then they're like, oh, is that an indoor ball or an outdoor ball? And I'm like,
there's different balls. It's
right.
Fine. You'll be fine. Baby steps. I just
like to play. Just hit the ball.
All right. Well, Mendes is in.
So I may not be the guy for you.
It's okay.
I would like to come out though.
All right. You're in. All right. Let's wrap this show. Let's wrap this show up. We're at an hour 15.
Yeah. But it's Wednesday. It means everybody's got extra day.
Oh, we still have some stuff to do.
That's what I'm trying to get to. So
yeah.
Time now for don't forget to continue to enter into our Rito View golf contest, which you can win over at round with Yorkie and I, and you can bring a friend. We've got prizes. We'll have a meal afterwards. So send us an email at cominginhotsends@gmail.com. You can You can do it on X, but I'm going to have to reach back out to you to send it in on email anyway. So send it on email if you can.
In my right hand, I have one such email that was sent in from a loyal listener who loves the show. And this is, people really wanted on this golf foursome. So people are sending in their best stuff. So I got one here. I got this email here from Mike Minot. Good guy, big Sens fan, great supporter of the community, has his own business, Minot Construction, great company. If you're looking for some project management, a little shout out to Mike. But Mike's an awesome guy. Okay. So I think he's written a little poem here, Wally. So it's called "Re-Golfing with the Birdies." Golfing with coming in hot. You see lots of birds, but not many birdies. Birds on the golf course. And he's basically said what each of us are as a bird. He goes, Wally is the owl. Oh, wow. Okay. I could see that. You kind of look like an owl. Our fearless leader.
No. He meant smart. That's why.
No, he says, I don't know about this. Our fearless leader, known for his exceptional vision and hunting abilities. Well, we'll see on the pickleball court. Symbolizing careful planning and organization. I will agree with that. You are the anal retentive planner. So there's Wally, the owl. In that position. Then we got Yorkie, the Falcon, who defends his territory fearlessly and aggressively, similar to when he protected the D zone for our beloved Ottawa Senators. Simmer is the golden eagle, always a symbol of strength and courage, and qualities often associated with Russian historical figures. Yes, Simmer and his love of Russian history. He's pretty good at that. Birds are so relaxing. I often play a bird song playlist in our backyard to attract birds to my bird feeders. Wow, he's hitting all the notes here. When we play, we will
this is a plant.
Caw, and bring in some birdies to add some sunflower seed. This is actually pretty cool. And this is the first mention of this, which Minot Construction will donate $500 to the Ottawa Senators Community Foundation, regardless if he wins or not. So that's awesome, Mike. Mike, that's you know what? Little clap there.
Yeah,
$500 to charity is awesome, to the Senators Community Foundation. And he says he also carries a tree wood and foot wedge in his bag at all times in case of emergency. So well done, Mike, and very generous. You appreciate the email.
Thank you to Michael. Yeah, I appreciate the generous donation. That's really nice. So congrats and thanks to Michael. I disagree. Maybe the owl. I think I think I should have been more of like a
falcon,
bird of prey. You got the peregrine falcon, for the love of God.
Yeah, you could have been. I'd see you more as, what's the flightless bird? Like more like an ostrich, like kind of like ostrich is
with my head in the sand.
It's salty. It's kind of like ostriches are not very nice either. Like you never want to go near an ostrich. They got the big talons, crusty, and they can't. And an ostrich is, although they are fast, but aren't they the flightless birds? So they're not very athletic. So you're an ostrich.
Why can't, what about a condor? The largest,
not
the largest bird. Yeah.
No, you're an ostrich. You're an ostrich.
Flamingo?
Right, no. Let's get out of here. You can't sit for too long. You get too stiff.
Well, if you had your body like a milk bag, you'd be fine.
I'd be fine.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. We'll be back Monday. We do have somebody in the works. We just haven't confirmed it yet. So we will see you on Monday. Congrats to Mendes and to Sylvain Saint-Laurent. Thank you to Noah Gregor and to Noah Gregor and to Egor Sokolov. And thank you to Jason York for sitting in and tolerating me once again.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.